Coming up on Wavelength, LCRA's transmission lines are reaching out to new areas of the state. The American Public Power Association honors LCRA for excellence in safety. And what's on the menu for these Asian grass carp? Lake Austin hydrilla. All that and much more next on Wavelength.
From the Lower Colorado River Authority, this is Wavelength.
The creation of this new river authority will help electrify rural Texas.
And so today, we gather here to dedicate this mighty structure, the Cannondale.
But this has been a great organization for 60 years. It's going to be a great organization for a long time to come.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the March 2003 edition of Wavelength. You know, for more than 60 years, the LCRA's electric system has helped energize communities all the way from Cherokee to Fayetteville and everywhere in between. Today, the LCRA is embarking on a new project that will help energize communities far beyond our traditional service area. From the Gulf Coast to far west Texas, new transmission lines are being built and old ones are being upgraded, all in an effort to ensure that all Texans have access to affordable electricity. In 1999, the Texas legislature passed Senate Bill 7, which required the LCRA and other utilities to separate their electric generation business from their transmission business. The result was the creation of the LCRA Transmission Services Corporation, an affiliate of the LCRA. Today, the LCRA Transmission Services Corporation is leveraging its experience to expand into new regions of the state, and even the transmission towers themselves are changing from ones like this in the Texas Hill Country to these along the Texas Gulf Coast. The completion of this 2-mile stretch of 138 kV transmission line is just the beginning of much more to come. Over the coming years, the LCRA will spend approximately $750 million to improve the way energy is moved across the state of Texas. Through a partnership with American Electric Power of Columbus, Ohio, the LCRA has 14 transmission projects under contract. Heather Bailey is LCRA's Executive Manager of Transmission Services and explains why the LCRA is moving beyond its traditional service boundaries.
What's really nice about LCRA and the advantage I think that LCRA brings to the state is that we're a public entity. And any utility in the state could build transmission. But we have a benefit in that we can finance the construction with tax-exempt debt. We're not subject to income taxes. And overall, we think we can build and finance transmission projects cheaper than pretty much anyone else in the state.
Ultimately, a more reliable and versatile transmission system will equate to better access to lower cost power for the LCRA and its wholesale customers.
We are doing a lot of new things. It's been exciting getting to work with new people in different parts of Texas and on some new and interesting projects, but at the same time we've been doing this work, we have also added staff and resources to ensure the system here in Central Texas is reliable and adequate to serve the needs of the people who depend on it.
In far west Texas, the wind turbines are blowing in the wind, but much of the power has nowhere to go. Some estimates show that as much as 2,000 megawatts of electricity may ultimately be stranded unless new transmission lines are built.
And with all this growth in generation out there, there really was not the infrastructure in place to move that power into the rest of the state. So probably our most significant investments right now are happening out in West Texas.
And while the new signs on the transmission poles will mark LCRA's new territory across the state, the mission is still the same as it was in the 1930s.
If we can build it cheaper, if we can provide the service, maybe in areas where other people can't, if we can do the job of providing reliable, low-cost electricity, then we have provided the public service that we were intended to provide. That's our job, that's our mission.
How many times in your life have you almost had an accident? You slipped and nearly fell. You had to slam on your brakes and stop just inches from the car in front of you. We've all had these close calls or near misses, but what did we learn from them? Safety experts define a near miss as any unsafe act or unsafe condition that could result in an accident or injury. They use this pyramid to illustrate how accidents happen. First, there's an unsafe act or condition, followed by minor injury, serious injury, and fatality. The goal of reporting is to stop at the near miss level, totally preventing loss at all these other levels. If we can identify unsafe conditions or unsafe acts before an incident occurs, we can solve the problem through engineering, training, or by providing the proper tools and equipment to do the job safely. LCRA initiated its Nearmiss Reporting program in March of 2001, and after 2 years, the results are very encouraging.
We know from national records that 1 in every 300 near misses results in an accident. Here at LCRA, we intend to change that. I think that we're going to find that our accident rate is going to continue to go down. And the main reason it is going down, I think, is the near miss reporting.
In fact, the American Public Power Association has just announced that LCRA has won first place in its annual safety contest for having the lowest incident rate in its category for 2002.
Thank you very much.
To show their appreciation company-wide, LCRA's Safety Services team will be giving a Can't Miss with Near Miss Reporting coffee mug to every employee.
We continue to encourage you to participate in the process and report near misses without fear of any type of retribution. And part of that is, of the near miss strategy, is to award you with a mug that'll be a constant reminder of how important it is to continue to report near misses.
The ultimate safety goal at LCRA is to have an incident-free workplace. And remember,
can't miss with near miss.
Safety is always a top priority at LCRA. Safety training and awareness are part of the company culture. But for smaller companies and communities in Central Texas, providing ongoing safety training for their employees can be very expensive and time-consuming.
That's why LCRA teamed up with the Texas Safety Association, GBRA, Hexcel Industries, and the City of Seguin to sponsor a day-long safety training seminar called Partners in Safety.
Okay, in a high noise area, you probably want some kind of visual alert as well as an audible alert.
240 people from all over the region attended training sessions ranging from first aid and CPR to electrical safety, fall protection, fire prevention, and confined space safety.
When have you entered a confined space?
Richard Behrens is a technical trainer at the Fayette Power Project in LaGrange. He is one of several LCRA employees who volunteered their time and expertise to this project.
What this class goes over is how to determine whether you have a confined space or not. If you do have a confined space, is it permit required by the OSHA standard or is it a non-permit required space, depending on the hazards of that space?
Some gel cold packs.
Everybody threw in their work and their time. We have like 17 instructors, 5 of them from LCRA, all performed without charging and really helped us keep the cost down.
One main goal of this event is to provide safety information and materials that can then be shared with fellow employees back in the workplace.
Having more than one job description with the city, one of them being safety, is coming to the conferences, gaining as much information as I can from the little different seminars that they're having, the different sessions, and then taking it back to my city employees, which there are 50 of us that work for the city, and break it down into smaller classes where I can take a lot of this stuff back and educate them.
We put this event on in order to try to get some needed training for people in the Seguin and surrounding areas. This is training that they would normally have to go out of the area to pick up, and it would cost them quite a bit more money than what they've paid here today.
The City of Seguin helped organize the event and donated the use of the Coliseum.
I'm sure that the city would be open to doing it again because it's been such a good benefit to everyone. And it's been very enjoyable working with LCRA, Elvie Clark, and GBRA, and Hexcel. it's worked out really well.
But it commemorates the City of Westlake Hills wastewater collection system groundbreaking February 12, 2003.
Construction is underway here in Westlake Hills on a wastewater collection system that will serve nearly 500 homes and businesses when complete. LCRA will construct the project, which includes 2 new lift stations and 10 miles of sewer line. This collection system will tie into the City of Austin wastewater system for treatment and disposal.
It is important that we understand that the quality of life that we're delivering today through this project is an improvement that will last through the history of this city. There are very few things we've ever done that had that significant an impact.
From the LCRA standpoint, again, we're thankful that the citizens and the mayor and the council, that y'all put your trust in us. We're about protecting the public health and protecting the environment, and that's the mission of the LCRA. We don't raise taxes, as you know. We don't make a profit. We're just here to provide service, and that's our commitment to you and to the city for many years to come.
The $14.6 million project will be implemented in 6 phases and is scheduled for completion in 2005. This is the latest step in the effort to control growth of the aquatic weed hydrilla in Lake Austin. 1,600 sterile Asian grass carp were released at 3 locations in the lake by the City of Austin on February 24th. The fish release is one component of the hydrilla management plan developed by Texas Parks and Wildlife, the City of Austin, LCRA, and the Friends of Lake Austin.
What the fish can do that none of our other controls, mechanical harvesting, herbicide, drawdown, anything can do, is provide a long-term control for hydrilla and in any depth, deep water, shallow water, and long-term control. So that it's a really important part of the plan.
A vegetation survey will be made on Lake Austin in March, then again in May to see what effect the fish are having on hydrilla growth. The results of that survey will determine if more grass carp should be added to the lake.
But it is an opportunity for our Asian employees to share their culture with the rest of LCRA, and that's good.
We need to get involved. We need to participate. It's only through involvement, only through participation, that we can gain understanding from all perspectives.
Learning from one another, I think, and sharing each other's customs brings about greater understanding and respect. When employees have shared experiences, it brings us together for the common good of LCRA. And it makes this an even better place to share and to work toward common goals and objectives.
Well, that's it for this edition of Wavelength. We'll look forward to seeing you again next time.